Islam, peace and love. Please go ahead and share this so the people can get a hold of it. Astronomy, drop it in the chat group for me if you can, and all other groups. I'm sending the invites out, so bear with me. Give me about 90 seconds. Peace, love, prosperity. All praise to Allah. As well honor the Prophet Noble True Ali. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. The Divine Minister will be with us very shortly. But please share. If I can get everybody who can share this live, do so. So this can get this can reach the more that it need to reach.
Every time we see you, he go off. You got my daddy.
But please share, and share. Because I need these Moors to tune in with this. Things that they have been causing. All the confusion and lies and... So as I said before, please share. Once we reach 20, we'll go ahead and get started. And I'll bring you up to speed of what took place last night. Oh, let me fix the camera. Peace and love. I'm here with my Divine Minister, Victor Taylor L. I brought him on a live video, so you'll be hearing a lot. Due to the situation last night, there was a shirt that was printed out, the Kalifa tribal Moor from the Kalifa territory. There's a Moorish flag that was fluent on the shirt. In so many words, I was told that the flag can't fly on the shirt. Act 1 through Act 7 does say that Moorish Americans are part and parcel of the government, but I guess Moorish American citizens are not allowed to fly the flag. I'm confused. I don't comprehend with that statement, etc. So I do want to introduce my Divine Minister from the Kalifa territory. I just let him introduce himself. Swift angel number, let him introduce that part, the degrees he have, where he been, etc. For all you Moors that think we're not right and exact, or we don't know what we're talking about, and we won't fall in line to your Masonic order, as I say. That's what I said and how I feel about this situation. And any questions that you have, please comment so they can be addressed. Me, myself, I know for a fact that a Moorish American government doesn't exist. It might exist to you, but as far as the nation around the world and the earthly nations, it haven't been recognized yet. But anyway, I'm going to let my elder, Divine Minister, Victor Taylor L. introduce himself, and we'll go from there.
Islam Moors. Like he said, my name is Brother Victor Taylor L.
Fine minister, grand sheik, a few things. Brother is the most important. I got a call last night, about 10 o'clock last night, from two brothers, from Joshua, with two brothers on the phone, questioning me and him about why we flew the Moorish American flag. It's the difference between the Moorish American flag. This is the Moorish American flag that is being promoted as the Moorish American flag, put out there by the chairman, Yehoshua. We honor that. And because the brother is regimenting his people and putting them in uniform, as a divine minister, I told him to use that. He was asked some questions about the flag that he felt inappropriate being asked. I don't, but he did. If you're gonna fly it, you got to know what it means. So he didn't feel like he had the answer to them. So you know how he is. Y'all know how he is. So it escalated. The thing is this. You have the Moorish flag, which is the red flag with a 5-pointed green star in the center, and you have what you just saw as the Moorish American flag that is taught by Yehoshua. The brother, as a Moorish American, you have the right to use them both. And nobody is going to tell you anything different that can be proven by the prophet. Yes, Brother Yehoshua did bring that flag into existence in the present to the public. But those symbols and that image does not belong to Brother Yehoshua. And so, if we choose to use that image, I have the authority to use all images and logos of the Moorish Sign Symbol of America. Member of the Moorish Sign Symbol of America. Certified member of the Moorish Sign Symbol of America, recognized by the government in which we live and the nations of the earth. So a lot of these Moors are just talking about a lot of stuff and arguing, bickering over stuff that don't matter. This brother's trying to bring attention to the Moorish American issue, and you have these old Moors who are mad because they have not done anything to bring the young into fruition, man. So he's going to use the flag. Nobody's going to say anything about it that matters, and whoever don't like it, they can get over it, because they said, well, are you going to pay the government money? Yeah, but it ain't up to you to question it. I didn't get my papers from anybody but the chairman, and that's who I'll be answering to, and that's who I'll be doing business with through Brother Rogers Bay. That's who I'll be communicating with as well. Everybody else within the government who say that they have some kind of authority here in the state of North Carolina, I don't see it. It's not shown. Shut up before you have a problem with yourself. Now, Moorish Sign Symbols of America, there's a few of those. We tried to work with those as well. I still have a affinity for Brother Nazir out of Temple 38?
Temple 39.
What, Temple 39. Him himself, a lot of people in his administration, him and his wife, his whole family, they're good. We found there's a lot of people in his administration that are not doing things properly. So we addressed it. We are not attacking any temples. If you go look me up, I did some videos with a brother by the name of Andre Hillbay, Grand Sheik Andre Hillbay. And I explained before I left California, I'm coming to the East Coast to fix the problems that keep coming to California. And so now I'm here in North Carolina to fix the problems. This is our base. This is our home. Joshua is authorized to run a study group. He is not. I'm authorizing him to run a study group. Yeah, he's harsh. Yeah, he be cussing. That's why he's a study group. When he refine himself, then he'll get whatever else he want to get to. Right now, that's where he at, and that's where he want to stay. And he has that right. The problem is what these elders have been doing is they're harsh on the youth, and they have nothing else to give them. I give him the information, he grow with it on his own. A lot of these elders can't even give it to their children. They haven't given it to their children. That's why we don't have anything as a people. Like the brother said, we don't have any hospitals, we don't have any schools, we don't have any military, we don't know our cultural language, dance, food, dress. We don't know anything. That's what I'm teaching Joshua to teach to the people. You other Moorish Americans haven't taught it. You haven't been taught it. And we're not holding against you. But don't get in his face and argue with him because he's telling you things that your leadership has never told you. Listen, take it back to your leadership, go to a library, do some research, and then you'll find out for yourself what you have. But Noble Drew Ali left the nationality card, the divine constitution and bylaws, the questionnaire, the Holy Quran, the Moorish Science Temple of America. Don't come to me with anything else saying Noble Drew Ali, Noble Drew Ali, Noble Drew Ali. That's what he left. Because that's what he left, that's what we go by. Anybody trying to bring you all these other paperwork, it may be valid, it may have some use. But because it's not Prophet Noble Drew Ali, they running a con. So first, get Prophet. He'll tell you. We can talk a little bit, but until you can recite your nationality card, your constitution, and questionnaire, we can't go into depth into anything. So what he giving y'all is basic membership. And you see elders who are mad for him giving y'all basic information. Basic. It's adept initiate. But it's not necessarily adept information. He's giving basic information, but the elders are mad because they had to pay so much money to get it. They had to wait so many years to get it. The time is up for that. Slavery is over. We're releasing the information. And whatever youth wanted, we're going to give it to them. If the elders want it, we give it to them too. But we're going after the youth. And any elders that have any problem with that, so what? If you are not going to assist, then we will assist you to leave us alone. Because we don't have time for it. If there's any questions or anything you have to say, but that's really what I wanted to address, because he's going to use the flag. We're going to use the flag. The chairman authorized me to go and do a certain job. I'm going to bring the people into the government, the real government. Now, there's just like in the Nation of Islam, you have the leader, and then you have the administration around him who want to keep power because they know the elders are old, getting old, and they want to usurp his power. Look, man, we answer to the chairman. We have other elders that we deal with in other Moorish portions of the government, but in this part, it's the chairman. So, anybody from the Moorish American government have a problem, you can call the chairman and ask him who I am. He know who I am, how I'm connected to him through Rogers Bay, and what I'm doing. No, I would tell those in the Moorish American government, if you need the calls, use the calls. If you don't need the call, I'm out here doing work, putting in work in the community. I don't have time to always be on the phone call because that's not me. And I told the chairman that when I joined, and he knows that. I have a certain job to do, and I'm going to complete my job. I give all honors to him and his family and his administration. But there are people within the outer grounds of the administration that's the problem. So we gonna fix that.
The sister said, what about Louis Farrakhan? What he talked about?
Louis Farrakhan addressed his relationship with his creator. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan addressed his relationship with his creator. We got to give brother Minister Louis Farrakhan his due. The brother put in so many years trying to help our people, and he just stepped away because our people don't want to listen. Even his people within his own group, as he said, I got snakes that fight. I have the devil that come around with me. So it's people within his own administration that are against him, working against him in his very sight. Because it's those of us who do not want us to rise, because then they have to be accountable for all of the backstabbing they've been doing all this time. That's what the problem is. It's been a lot of people making money. A lot of people sending their children to school to make sure yours don't. And so that's the problem. Joshua's shaking it up. And they don't like the, oh, well, how he get this, where he get this, why he get this, why you ain't been giving it. Why is it taking 90 years for the Moorish Science Temple of America to actually build a relationship with Morocco? Why do Moorish Americans say Moorish Americans but don't have a relationship with the American government in which they live in? So we don't deal with them. Then, okay, did you fly to the United Nations? Did you use one of the American plane industry planes? How did you get there? Did you use the passport? Did you use an ID? Because you didn't use the ID that they use. And I know that. So let's be honest and be real. It's a lot of... Now, you can drive. Of course, you can drive from here, North Carolina. You can drive to D.C. and do whatever. But the reality is, if you got a passport, it say USA. So, and There are other IDs that Moorish Americans use. I don't know what these Moors do. I have an ID for my state, which is the Moorish state. I have an ID for the state in which I'm inhabiting right now, which is the state of North Carolina. And I have a passport. That means I go places and interact with other nations as a Moorish American. What these Moors do is sit up on Facebook and YouTube and wherever else and want to bicker with other dumb people. I don't have time to bicker with dumb people. I'm only doing this as a favor to the brother because and plus it's needed. Farrakhan gave that call to tell the people the truth. That's what I say about Farrakhan. He said all the witnesses need to come out and tell the truth. So I'm out now. He gave me that. He's my minister. Whether people say, oh, he ain't the minister. He's my minister. He's all Moorish Americans' minister. When no Moorish American was speaking up, he was up there doing the Million Man March. He was the one in 2014 put Prophet Noble Drew Ali in the center picture for his convention, his Savior's Day. It was him. It was them who kept pushing nation, 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 nation. So now I'm going to give honors to them. If you dealing with them, deal with them appropriately. They are a part of our nation. They're actually a part of the administration of us. Just like the Hebrew Israelites are a part of us. But yeah, we give honors to Brother Farrakhan. We give honors to the Nation of Islam. We one group. We are one nation of people. They're the administration. The Moorish Americans are dealing with the more of the titles of nobility, which the United States of America don't recognize. So you got to figure out how that maneuvers. But anyway, any other questions? Anything else?
So can you give them a demonstration about the Kalifa territory and how that came about, uprising, and what did you do for the state of California?
Okay, Islam. In the state of California, when I arrived in 2009, the Moors were all over the place. There were a group of temples in California that were bickering with each other. So what we did was we came in and we tried to bring in Braswell Bay as the leadership and head as Supreme Grand Council. It didn't work because Braswell Bay and his leadership and administration has burned California over the past 20 years. We no longer want to deal with him or anybody else in Chicago that works for that administration. So what we did, the elders told me to get all the elders in the state of California, the sheiks and governors and grand governors that had been in the state of California, like Morning Neal, Sheikh Danifu, Maury Bay, Brother Turner Hill. These are the elders that was in the state of California who said, let's bring this thing together and unite. And so we did. We came together in the California Constitutional Convention, our Kalifa California Constitutional Convention, to unite the state. Cosmo was a part of it. There was a brother named by the name of Rami who represented the Taj Tariq Bay group. Hill Bay, who represented the Reincarnated group. And Boothil, Nathaniel Boothil, known as Cosmo, represented the Islamic Party. We'll get into that in a minute. You had Brother Shaheed, who represented the hip-hop community. He demonstrated as a Grand Sheikh of Temple 24, which I came up in. So we all linked together. We had the Unity Rally, which you can see in some of the books that we put out. We had the Unity Rally to bring the Moors together. When we had that rally, then the government contacted us, let us know what we can do and what we couldn't do. And I'll say that on this point, we were contacted by FEMA. We were contacted by Homeland Security and explained what's about to take place and what we have to do. So in response to that, most of the members in Los Angeles became CERT members, Community Emergency Response Team. We formed our own Community Emergency Response Team so that in the time of need and emergency, our people could be in relationship with the government and know what is going on so that we can receive some aid. See, a lot of people are talking about the government is against us. It's not the government that's against us. If there are parties and agencies within the government that are run by these different people that are against us, and they're using the government because we don't know how to. So, if that answers your question, as far as like the Kalifa, the Unity Rally was the thing. When we had the Unity Rally, it blew up everybody. And that's what we're trying to bring here, bring all the people in the state of North Carolina together under one convention so that then we can go forward and move as a state. California online. California is online with the government. California is online with the state of California. The Kalifa is online with the state of California and the federal government and Morocco. You know, they have seen me. They have me in their offices. They have me sign their books, so they know who we are. I prayed in that big old masjid over the ocean. Both prayers made full salat, and I've stood on my 7 in my square like a Moorish American over in the east. So all this stuff these people be talking about, it's not true. Moors have to understand that the Kalifa, which the Prophet said in the West, the Moors in the West are going to take these lessons and teach the brothers in the East. The place where the chairman released this, the place where the 7 bridges cross in the West is where the prophecy was going to come from. Them 7 bridges are the 7 highways in Los Angeles. So we fulfilled that prophecy, and we're going to continue to fulfill that prophecy. All the Moors took to the streets not too long ago. The biggest protest was in Los Angeles. So the prophecies are being fulfilled. People got to open their eyes and see what's going on, because right now we've got, maybe 3 months into election. And what we did with convention was just like any political convention before they elect the president. We came together so that we can elect a head of the state. Right now, Boothil is pretty much running that position as head of the state, doing whatever needs to be done on behalf of the Kalifa. I'm over here doing it in the abroad. I'm the minister abroad, trying to make sure that we have the proper relations with everybody that needs to be related to, because Moors are a nation. We're not a small clique of people. We don't have a problem with dealing with the NAACP, the Urban League, the Nation of Islam, 5%ers, the Hebrew Israelites, you name it, we with it, as long as you with our people. Now, if you coming with, you trying to get everybody to follow your doctrine, if you don't follow the covenants the way this person follow the covenants, or you don't make salat, we don't want to hear all that. They shooting us because they shooting us, not because of the way you make salat, not because of the way you make prayer, not because you call on Jesus, not because you call on Muhammad. They popping you because of your skin complexion. And we know it's a melanated issue. So Moors got to wake up, because that's what the Kalifa here to talk about. It started with Rodney King to show you that police brutality in our age. And what did we do? We wasn't having it. We're not having it again. And so it's that time. The 400 years of slavery is up. And since the 400 years of slavery is up, now it's the time for us to do something. What Moors going to do? Any more questions?
So the other brother said, Bobby L. out of Chicago, how do you enforce your L or Bay with the country you're in so the empire can grow as one with a bigger government?
What you mean? How do you attach the El and Bay to your name? Prophet Noble Jew Ali said, leave all old business as is and do all new business in your free national name. So it's a certain process. Are you doing business, or are you just want to say you want to change your name? If you're not doing business, then you are business. You can't change your name. Period.
The sister said, how can we build our own government?
We can build our own government by brothers and sisters. I don't know what region you in, but by brothers and sisters. North Carolina? Okay. Get with Joshua. Study your nationality card, constitution, questionnaire, and your Quran. Why? Because we can say, oh, we got a government, but if nobody knows the Constitution of the United States of America, United States of America falls. So if you don't know the laws and rules and regulations of the Moorish Sign Symbol of America, then there's no way you can say that you're going to run the Moorish government. You have to know it. So who we going to put in place? We need people who are qualified to put in place so that we can put them in place, send them to the state government, send them to these county governments, send them to these city, local municipalities, so that we can set up a relationship with them, so that we can then be able to have an agenda and be able to get into the pot.
Have the Moorish Americans elected a president over our people?
No. Moorish Americans have not elected a president over the people. The last president that ever been called a president of Moorish Americans was Noble Jew Ali, and that was in reference of a newspaper that was given when he went to go visit the postmaster.
What's the process?
Process of what? Due process of law?
Electing a president over our people.
Of electing a president over our people. Why would we want a president over our people? Presidents are presidents of corporations. Noble Jew Ali was the president of the Moorish Sign Temple of America, which is a corporation. It's a religious institution.
Do Moorish American practice poly.
Poly, what's poly?
Polygamy.
Oh, polygamy?
Polygamy, yeah.
Do Moorish Americans practice polygamy? I haven't seen it done. I've seen a lot of Moors practicing pimpology, playership. I haven't seen polygamy actually being practiced, because the actual process of polygamy is the woman having a lot more power than what the brothers are teaching polygamy is. So, yeah, we practice it, but I haven't seen it practiced. I don't practice it myself because I haven't seen it practiced as an example. But I can teach you about it. I know where it comes from. I know what it is. But all that pimpology that people want to try to say in that playership, that's not polygamy. That's pimpology.
A brother said, no, we don't practice polygamy, Act 7. But I beg the difference.
Well, let's say this. Act 7. Husband, take care of your wife and children. Okay. What's your point?
And in the Al-Quran, what do it state? The Universal Quran.
Exactly. We're under the divine laws of the Holy Quran of Mecca. As Moorish Americans, they need to understand that. We're under the divine laws of the Holy Quran of Mecca. We are Muslim. But very few Moorish Americans know Islam enough to say that they practice in polygamy. So I wouldn't tell any Moorish Americans to say that they practice in it. I would tell them to investigate, and I'd tell the sisters to investigate and get with other sisters who actually practice it, so that they'll know how to do it.
Who are the representatives in the territory of Alabama?
Honestly, to be honest with you, there are no real representatives of the Moorish American government in the state of Alabama that I know of. There are a lot of different groups in the state of Alabama, but no, I don't know any real Moorish officials in the state of Alabama. But you can become one.
Another question, can Moors claim common law sovereignty in the court? I know the answer, but I want to build on that.
A Moor can, but if they don't have the connection to the sovereign entity, or understand the common law, how can you say you're going to enforce common law, but then say I'm a noble? I'm not going to answer the question. I just want you to think about that. I'm enforcing common law, but I'm a noble. So go ahead on that.
Here they go. Brother said, why go inside the court?
I agree.
The other brother, so if I was to open a 501c3, I would use my L, correct?
I don't see why not if it's your business, but why open up a 501c3? Why not open up a for-profit business?
A sister said, with poly, we can build an empire, and thereon.
I mean, I agree. If you have sisters who are willing to practice it. If the sisters are not willing to practice it, and you have brothers who are not willing to practice it because they practice in pimpology, then no, you're not going to be able to build an empire. Because that's what it's based upon. Got to be based on truth and love and justice. Can't be based on pimpology, man.
What's the difference between us, the temple, and RV Bay?
When you say us, you mean us? Like me and you?
The Kalifa territory.
The Kalifa territory is the temple. We are a legitimate temple, one-on-one. But you also have Temple 43 in Kalifa territory. You also have Temple 80 in Kalifa territory. Temple 43 is under Charles Jones Bay. Temple 80 is under Cynthia Smith Bay. So you have people in that jurisdiction. But we are, as far as RV Bay, I don't really have a problem with RV Bay. They teach law. It's a school. So RV Bay is RV Bay. It's a school. They teach Moorish history and law.
So the sister said, if I practice chakras, will I still can deal with the Kalifa? I know it's Buddhism, if I'm correct.
Okay.
That's dealing with the four prophets.
All right, then let's check this out. We honor all true and divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius. Those are 4. But there are 124,000 prophets, and there are so many books. And so, yes, we honor chakra system. You can practice the Yoruba. You can practice. What the Quran did was come to perfect religion. It was not. It has not come to tear you away from your religion. You have to practice. You have to refine it. You can't do it the same way everybody else would do it, and you'll get a different result. But yeah, you can still practice all that.
He said open for profit, not non-profit 501c3. That means open up a business where you accumulate money and distribute it however you please, as long as it's governed correctly and operated.
Right.
What is it? Amenda operanda.
Any more questions? Ask somebody, do they have a question? While y'all trying to figure out y'all questions, I'm going to show y'all something. Alright. This, I don't know, can you hold this up in front of me? This is one of Ra'il badges, right? Or Swanigan-Il. You know, as the elders say, don't call them Ra'il, call them Swanigan-Il. Swanigan-Il gave me that badge when I was going to his school, the University of the Moorish Science Temple of America. This right here, I'm going to give you this one. That's the ADAB badge given to me by my sheikh, Morlin-Il. So if anybody want to ask, well, have you ever done, have you proven yourself according to the body, this, that, and the other? Yeah, ask Brother Morlin-Il from Adep Thought out in Los Angeles, California. He is another Grand Sheikh as well out in Los Angeles, still operating. I can't recall his number, but yeah, he's another one. That's the ADEP badge. It's white. Here go another one. This was given to me by Elihu Pleasant Bay. The chairman, Elihu Pleasant Bay, of the Moorish American National Government. He gave me that himself, him and his wives. But that's another story. I don't want to go into his demonstration. That's his life. I don't want to demonstrate his personal life. But yeah, he's an example of those who understand what polygamy teaches, and his wives can teach it to you. If they feel like they want to do that. So yeah, that's another one. And then this is the one that most people buy offline. And they say, well, you know, that's the membership and this, that, and the other. And we deal with that one too. Moors need to wake up, man. We don't have no problem with, oh, well, which one is the real one? All of them, because all of them represent a different department of government. When you go to the police department, if you're in the police department in one city and you go to another city, then your badge may look a little bit different. Moors are arguing over stuff that's stupid. The white badge represents the sheik, the blue badge don't. So deal with it.
What about the relationship between the Freemasons and the Moors?
Moors talk to Freemasons. The Moors were the ones ruling. If you read the Nation of Islam lesson, that's why they talk about Brother Saladin. Saladin was the one who kicked the Europeans out of Jerusalem during the Crusades. That's when Masonry in its modern form and terminology started. And that's where they get their history from. The secrets that they had and found with the Muslims over with Saladin in Jerusalem, they took back and blackmailed the Pope and started their own demonstration. The Pope killed him on Friday 13th. I forgot exactly what year, excuse me. Can't recall exactly what year, but yeah, on Friday 13th because of that. So, we are Moors. If you want to get into the intricacies and what, I don't really care to do that. I know your history. I know the history. We can get into it, but for what? It's not. So yeah, that's the relationship. We talked them back with Saladin.
Are you familiar with the 20+ bill the U.S. has on the table to switch to digital currencies? What's your thoughts?
Am I aware of the 20+ bills to switch to digital currency? Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's 20+, but I'm aware of some bills that they're going to digital currency. So what? What resource do you have? It still has to be commodity based. So we need to be more concerned about commodities as opposed to any digital. You can't eat digital, but they gonna pay you digital to get some food. So you need to be getting land and food and water Guys, we need to be talking about. Use your digital to buy that. But yeah, I know about it.
The brother said Moors practice Islamism, Freemasons practice Al-Islam, which equals Islamism.
Moors practice Islamism, Freemasons practice Al-Islam.
Which equals Islamism.
Freemasons do not practice Al-Islam. They practice clubism. We practice Al-Islam. We are Moorish American Muslims. Under the divine laws of the Holy Quran of Mecca, the Moorish sign symbol of America itself derives its power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad, who was a brother. Just like me and you. Any more questions?
What is the relationship between Muhammad and Queen Sheba?
See, you know. It's the relationship is the reason why Elijah Muhammad called his people the tribe of Shabazz. Because Shabazz meaning Sheba. So, they were one and the same before Prophet Muhammad came into existence. That's what Prophet Muhammad was reestablishing. He was establishing the Sheba Empire. And that's what Elijah Muhammad make reference to, the tribe of Shabazz.
On the back of the dollar bill, what is the relationship between the pyramid and the eagle with the 13 arrows?
One represent the Europeans on this nation. One represent the Moors in this nation. But both of them represent the Moors in this nation because they really don't represent the Europeans at all. The one that the eagle represents is actually the Native Americans, and the one that the pyramid represents is actually the Moorish Americans. We are Native American, we are indigenous, but according for the way they say it, the Native Americans. So it doesn't really represent them. It represents the Native Americans that are here. And those are the two. Drew Ali said the Mexican Americans and Moorish Americans are the only ones who actually belong, who only ones who actually have claim to North America. Everybody else is just non-existent. And so really the Native Americans need to decide whether they're going to be Moorish Americans or Mexicans. Because they're tribal, and we know they're tribal. We honor that. But we also know that most of the tribes enslaved us. So you lost your rights to the land the moment you rebelled against the United States of America and rode in with the Confederacy. So you lost all your rights. So we are the only people who never lost our rights here because we're the only people who never rebelled against the United States of America. We're trying to get our rights. And so I'm not going to go too deep into that, but I'll leave that there.
How can we unify in Florida?
How can you unify in Florida? Get everybody you can together. Listen to what the brother doing. And I'm going to say, to be honest with you, y'all need to either get with a seer down there and make him do right by being a part of the organization and doing right with him. Because that's who down. I don't try to jump jurisdictions. I know Brother Seer down there, and he's trying to do some things down there that are more valid than the other groups. I don't know how valid he is with what's going on, but I would say at least most of the people down there has this information. So start there and build, and like keep in contact with Brother Joshua, and we'll let you know what you need to do in your area step by step. But first we got to assess where you at, because most Moors think they somewhere and they haven't even started the process.
Are there any official Moors that you associate with in Chicago area?
Official Moors? I mean, when you say official, what you mean? Like Keanu Bay? Those are officials. Not Pleasant Bay. Emmanuel Braswell Bay, D. Bailey Hill. You talking about them brothers?
Yeah, he responded to
You said Chicago. You
align yourself with if you was in the city?
I go check on the Elder D. Bailey Hill. I would love to see brother Emmanuel Braswell Bay again, just to check on him and his family, because these are brothers who are keeping the doors open. I'll check in with King Nube to see how the streets move. He control the streets. See, the thing is this, man. We don't trip on all that. What jurisdiction you from? From the jurisdiction of the prophet. And I go Indian everywhere. I just sat in King Nube house. We didn't talk. I like them all. Just like I like Braswell Bay. Just like I like Bailey Hill. Just like I like some of them Kirkman Bay Moses, who I don't know their name. This is one brother who used to always be in the hotel with us, man. He was so fly, man. I love him, but I can't remember his name. So, yeah, I mean.
What about the certified Moors? I want to join.
Where you at? I mean, you can, to get certified, you can certify anywhere, but what I'm saying is, the reason why I ask where you at is because,
He's in a study group.
where you at though? He in Texas? Honestly, brother, you either come here, we got, a brother or sister, excuse me. You either got to come here, we got to come to Texas, man. We got to check you out. We got to check out your environment. How do people really think about you? What your family think about you? We got to check all that out. See, the IDEP chamber and being a real certified Moorish American is not what people think. Because you are more about birth. But to be an American citizen and we vouch for you in this American citizen structure, it has to be right, because we can't have you coming in saying you're Moorish American, then you say you're a Black Panther and run off and do some dumb stuff, and we know the Black Panthers. They don't like, we have the 10-point program, we know the real Panthers. I told you, like my shake and shake, I need for a baby Panther. So we deal with the real, and people come in with a lot of different stuff, a lot of sovereignty, a lot of this, that, and the other. So being certified, we got to come and check you on the ground, because a lot of people making money off the profit and they lying, selling processes that don't work.
Like that nationalizer, that proclamation that tells you you're lost at sea.
See, I don't know about that. I don't deal with none of this crazy stuff.
The brother said he want to get on board with the community emergency response team in Texas.
Okay. Go to your CERT in Texas, Community Emergency Response, Texas, and see what you need to do. You can also go online and do some training online, but usually it's from your state. I would say, if you're worried about FEMA, go get FEMA training so you can know what FEMA gonna do. We too scary. The police shooting us, okay, to take over the police force in your area. We have lacked intelligence for a long time because we listen to stupid people who got stuff to hide. People say, oh, we don't send our children to become police. Why? Because you a drug dealer and you don't want them to bust your ass? Excuse my language. But that's what it is. Let's just keep it real. Go become police. Go become lawyers. Go become attorneys. And make sure these people don't kill us. Make sure these people are not using the laws against us. Maybe become somebody like a politician so that you can put the laws and policies in place that actually can help us and affect us. Excuse me. I apologize for starting this meeting and not giving honor to Brother John Lewis. Rest in peace. I apologize for that. Really. May he rest in peace. You know, we have elders who have fought and did a lot for us, man. And we don't show no respect because we want to do what we want to do. They ain't did nothing. You ain't doing nothing. And you won't do no research to find out what they did because you're not even in the same area they in. But you said what they haven't done. You're not doing nothing. Wake up.
What's your intake on Nick Cannon pushing the more science movement?
My wife asked me to address this, so praise Allah, honest to my wife. Nick Cannon was brought in by his cousin, who I nationalized in Temple 101 on 8701 South Norman. Ruiz brothers. He was brought in by the Ruiz brothers, who were his cousins. I do believe he is a card-carrying Moorish American. He has proclaimed his nationality. We didn't want him to go out and say it publicly because, of course, it would affect his demonstration. That's not what we wanted to do. We was trying to help him and have him help us by pushing the culture out there. by him putting on the little turbans and the different stuff he was doing, he was launching the culture, trying to get the culture out to the public. He's always known the stuff he said recently, but he didn't want to go public with it because of the money situation. And you see what these people who call themselves Jews have done to him. They are not Jews. Listen to me, people. You are Jews. You are the Hebrews. Okay? These people is what the Bible says it is. It's not what I'm saying. It's what the Bible say. The synagogue of Satan. Just like they say the seed of Ham is cursed. It also say in the Bible that these people are the synagogue of Satan. Okay? So, people say, oh, the Ham ain't cursed. It is cursed. Look at what we going through right now. Yeah, they put it on us. It was a made-up curse, but it worked. And so now we got to come out of it. The 400 years is up, and they're the main ones who have to pay. They have to pay you for all the slave ships they sent over here. They have to pay you for redlining your communities. They have to pay you for not allowing brothers like Jesse Binga, the prophet's banker, bombing his house in the community. They got to pay for that. And the Europeans know it. But they ain't got to pay by you running down the street, burning up buildings that don't really have no purpose. That's not how they pay you. You don't burn down a police office, a police department, and then get them another contract that you ain't going to be working on. That doesn't make any sense. People are not thinking. They're acting out of emotions. So, yeah, it's time to think a little bit different and step it up so we can move in a different way. Any more questions?
The brother wanted to come on board. Let's see. How do you feel about North Carolina approving reparations?
Okay, what is it though? Like, okay. I can give every nigga in the country, and I mean it just like this. I give every nigga in the country however much money they want. Because you don't have any place to go get something to eat of your own. You don't have a grocery store of your own. You don't have schools of your own. Hospitals of your own. Car dealerships of your own. Home manufacturers. Construction builders. We do have a few of them of our own. But we don't normally use them. So when we get this mass amount of money, if that's what it's going to be, then what are you going to spend it? Who are you going to spend it with? No, true reparations is teaching the people who they are and then giving them the resources to go for themselves. Like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, give us 100 million acres and 25 years of assistance to develop them 100 million acres. Well, I'm going to say this. They've already allocated the Gullah Geechee corridor, everything from Wilmington to Jacksonville, Florida, as the Gullah Geechee cultural corridor. We need to go get that. We need to go get all of the national reserves that are historically, what do they call them, Underground Railroad. We need to go figure out how we can commercialize off that. We need to think a little bit different, man. Because just to say we're going to get some money, so what? So what? We need to know what's going on. We need to know about Cane River. The brothers and sisters down there on Cane River in Louisiana. If we do get some money, how will we develop that area? How will we develop Little Africa in Alabama? Like, you know, you still got people who came in came in the country in the 1850s. So yeah, we got to do some real.
The sister said we have to claim the resources, land and gold, etc.
I mean, yeah, we have to claim it, but what you gonna do with it? Can you work it? They gave you all the gold right now. Can you turn it into what? What could you turn it into? What do you know how to refine? What connection do you have with any refineries or any goldsmiths or anything like that so that we can produce the gold? That's the problem with Africa. Africa got all these gold mines, but they don't have people to produce it properly and put it on market, so the Europeans take control over it. Just like, for instance, I give honors to the brother from INFAC. All the brothers in INFAC, y'all get honors. All the sisters in INFAC, y'all get honors. Everybody out there bearing arms, because you have the right to bear arms in the United States of America, we give you honors. But Africa had an armed revolution, and they still wanted the financial control of France, England, and the other European colonized colonial powers. So we need to rethink how we would do it.
The sister said, can they get reparations when they classify themselves black, even when it states in law that black is scientifically dead?
No, they're going to have to repair the black people. Well, see, they already gave African Americans, so they'll be giving African Americans reparations. Black lives matter. That's why they keep having to say Black lives matter. Black lives don't matter. Deal with it. If it mattered, they wouldn't still be killing you. They wouldn't still be putting knees on the neck over in England. They don't matter. Human lives matter. And since black people are not considered human because they don't choose to act human, what did you do? How did you act before the European got to you? Unless you're willing to act like that now, then you have lost your humanity, and that's why they treat you that way. I don't condone them shooting. I believe we should shoot back. But I know what they're doing and how it's looking to the international community and how they got away with it so long. Because we keep doing the things that delude to slavery.
What? Y'all so busy trying to tear down the next black man who cares about the Moors and like everybody about turning and using their third eye, doing yoga and being more peaceful.
Well, I agree with that. But who are you? You're not tearing down a black. There is no black man. That's what we're saying. There is no black man. There is no black woman. They don't know who they are. So we're just trying to tell them who they really are. We don't have no problem with you calling. If that's what you want to call yourself, that's what you call yourself. But we know the true name and the true history of that origin.
Can I challenge that?
I don't see the need to, because we do that. We do teach meditation. We do help people open up their third eye. We do use the chakra and chakra stones, and we do teach the herbals to coincide with it. So I don't understand. It's that person not understanding what more science is actually teaching and going on what their own perspective is. Let the emotions deal with the emotion.
What about new Moors that are felons in the Second Amendment?
New Moors, felons, Second Amendment. So you're saying you've lost your gun rights. Why? First off, you don't lose rights, you give them up. So how did you do that? That's what have to be addressed. But you can recover them if you want to.
That's Sheikh McNeil Bay.
Praise Allah. Tell that Mo, well, Islam, Mo.
He said, Islam brother Taylor L. Me and brother Bishop L. study earlier. I asked, are Moors uplifting and saving the nation or organization?
First, we have to organize to uplift ourselves. And as a group, we uplift the nation. I'll just put it like that. The organization is not the nation.
The brother said, gotta reoccupy the estates.
What estates? There's a lot of random statements, you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of more giving these random, this, that, and the other, and they go all off into this. Are you taking care of your children? That's your estate. Do we have like, are we making sure that our wives and children are straight? That's the estate.
So, sister, you seem like you got a lot of questions. So, you want, all you gotta do is request to get online. Just hit the button. Because you're taking us in circles about enlightening people about Yuba Ruba and Ifa and spirituality. And if you ran into a right and exact Moor, you would know all the principles still goes back to the Moor science and the Kemetic science.
So we with that.
I deal with the spiritualities and different entities and building with our ancestors. So I don't know what Moors you're dealing with or what demonstrations you're dealing with. Even dealing with the Black Panthers, the RBGs, and the different Black Huey P. Newton groups, I deal with them on a daily basis. So the Moors that you're seeing, I don't understand. You got to hold them accountable. You can't hold right and exacts accountable to other Moors that you don't know about. And if you haven't got the science for yourself, then I don't think that you can make an opinion on what Moor science is.
I agree. There's a difference between Moors and Moorish Americans. I guess a difference between Mexicans and Mexican Americans, Chinese Americans, and Africans, which don't come over here and call themselves African Americans unless they're trying to get benefits. They call themselves Nigerian, Ghanaian, and so on and so forth.
So the states, the ones that was hypocritical. But the elder asks you again, what estates are you talking about? Because this go back to Moors jumping from getting the science for themselves and then jumping straight to civics.
Yeah, what estate do you have? Have you set up an estate? What estate do you have? Don't try to claim somebody else's estate because their ancestors didn't work you, stupid, and now you want to go take their estate. It's a certain way that has to be done. And no. It has to be done a certain way. These Moses just doing dumb stuff. Your first estate is your wife and your children. Worry about that.
So, the sister said, you're talking, let me see what she said. I'm not worried about the Moors, I'm talking about the universe. But I know the sister that keeps responding. If you took 2 days and me and you get to sit down with the science and you get to see what the science really talk about, you're only seeing the religious side, which the true religion is astrology, which align yourself with the stars anyway, and your ancestors and you and I versus many, which equals the universe, science, math, and dealing with the laws of physics. I can't help that a lot of these Moors don't demonstrate that. They're just demonstrating church house religious stuff. So you can't hold us accountable for that because you don't see me giving the science out as a preacher or in-house church. I can go on that just about every different demonstration. Yoga, meditation, sorcery, Ifa, Centerita, Kemetic science, etc., etc. It still goes back to the Moor science. And the people that don't comprehend that, you wasn't giving them lessons. You're on the outside looking in. If you was in the inside dealing with right and exact Moors, you know that we demonstrating all aspects of the 4 divine prophets. Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Confucius, etc., etc.
Islam. I have to say this. Because me and Josh will talk about this sometimes. There's no such thing as Kemetic science. It's Moor science. Because Kemet, it means the black land. The black land happened when there was the flood. Djehuti means the red land, which is the desert land. And then you have Washita, which is where the Washita talk about the Washita, which means the green land. All of it was called Tamari. So if you don't know your true history and you go by some Kemeticologists, or chematologists, or Egyptologists, you listening to these crackers, man. I mean it just like that. You listen to people who crack the whip on your back. All Europeans ain't crackers, but the ones who crack the whip over your back still cracking you upside your head with these lessons. And you don't know no better. People need to do the research. What did we call Egypt? What did we call ourselves? We ain't never called ourselves commission. First off, we didn't use IAN. So where's the stuff coming from? The European teaching us. More science is universal. We brought it to this planet, and we can take it off this planet. We can go anywhere in the universe with more science. Understand your demonstration. That's how we navigate the stars. We use the stars to navigate to other planets. We didn't just come up. Come on, man. Y'all gotta know y'all history. Know y'all history, man.
The sister said, why is it different? Basically, why is it different demonstration with the different Moors that produce different information? My answer would be is the internet.
Yep.
Internet Moors.
You get it off the internet. The More Science Simple America is a school. So what you have is a bunch of people who go online and may look up the school, download as much information as they can on and about the school, and then sell it to you because you don't know the school exists. It's just that simple. I graduated from the More Science Temple of America. It's 4 times. I have my associates, bachelor's, master's, and doctorate from the More Science Temple of America. So those who don't have that, they got it from some other institution. But Prophet Noble Djehuti said this is the institution. I don't know what they do. In fact, besides the teachers who taught me, I don't know of other Moorish Americans that even have degrees. Now you might hear all these other Moors trying to pop up and say they got degrees and this, that, and the other, but I can prove mine. They can't. People just make up all kind of stuff, man. But no, the More Science Simple America is a school, and those who haven't enrolled are just saying that they went to the school and they didn't. You got all these fake people.
Are Swift Angels adepts?
Swift Angels are Swift Angels. He wrote the ADEP book, and if they read it, they would be. But most, I can't say most, but a lot of Swift Angels ain't read the book. And it's just that simple. And if you haven't read the book completely, then you're not ADEP. Deal with it. Read the book. Yes, the chairman does make you ADEP if you take his instructions and use them properly to build and edify yourself.
So a divine minister that cannot recite the 101, the divine constitution, and nationality
a member
card.
portraying to be, because you are not a divine minister if you cannot recite your nationality card. Excuse me, you're not even an ADEP if you can't recite your nationality card, constitution, and questionnaire. It's impossible. How?
I don't know, brother. You just wrote too much, and I am not going to read that because you wrote a paragraph, but all is well.
We don't need nobody to write books, man.
Yeah, all is well, brother. What would you say would be the requirement of a divine minister?
Those 4 basics. 7 years of service as a Grand Chief, at least, and the training and the proper training of being an ADEP, a Sheikh, a Grand Sheikh, having to have been a governor of a region before you become that divine minister. Like when you say minister, you can be a minister of a church, or you can be a minister of an industry. So if you got the ministers of churches, then you can get that ministry easy, and a lot of them are kind of like in that ministry. But to get the kind of ministry that I'm talking about, of industry, which we offer at the More Science Simple America Global Ministries, then yeah, you have to be willing to deal with the whole industry.
That's at Cali, right?
No, that's all over the country.
Nah, she was asking basically your students around the nation is giving out information.
Joshua would be my only student. Boothil is a colleague. We were students together. Another brother down in Louisiana by the name of Maurice Davis Hill. He's another colleague. All the Moors that are a part of the Kalifa, they are colleagues. As far as students, I don't really have any more. That's not my thing. I only decided to speak to Joshua because one of my elders told me to. I'm not trying to get the whole like be the man. I don't care. I don't care what Moors think. I don't care what Moors are trying to do if they're not trying to go according to the Prophet Noble Djehuti. That's all I work on. So, yeah.
We are unique individuals, and we are all Moors, and I don't go back and forth. One love.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Turn that noise down. That was a ringtone, by the way. Next.
You can go one more hour.
Any more questions or concern? If not, we'll go ahead and clear this up. I give you about 30 seconds to go ahead and interject your questions.
Don't flood him. Don't flood him when it go off. Talking about, oh, well, this, that, and the other, because you may not see me no time soon.
The Devine Minister is here. So if you got any questions at hand that you want to answer about anything particular to the Moor science, the movement, what's need to be done, what's right and exact, who is who, etc., go ahead and present your questions. If not, I'll give you about a minute. We'll go ahead and close this session out. What happened to the temple in Cuba?
That's the question. Temple in Cuba, back then, of course, the members, faded away, and it just faded off. But, if I'm not mistaken, there are brothers and sisters who recently went back to Cuba to try to reestablish that. And they have reestablished the relationship, but I don't know if they reestablished the building.
So the brother asked, where y'all feds at, Moors? My elder have on his feds. If you can see, by free will, I choose not to wear feds, and can't no more enforce me to wear feds. By no means necessary. So that's by free will. So if a feds make you a Moor, then I don't know what to tell you.
It doesn't. Your character does. Your character make you a Moor, not your feds, brother. Your character.
What message you have for the people today?
The message I have for the people. Organize. Get with your organizations. I mean, you get with the brother, of course, but wherever you at, get with your people and tell them their nationality. And organize your group, organize your region, organize your small neighborhood. Get the people involved in fixing their neighborhood. We ain't gotta rally and go downtown. Fix your town. Fix your town, man. That's what I would tell people to do. Fix their town, fix their region. Make sure their community is a safe place to live in. Make sure their children have a good school to go to. Make sure they have the facilities, hospitals, and police department that they have looking like them. So that means you got to send some people up in here to provide those services. We got to step up and become full-fledged citizens of somewhere. And if you're going to run back to Africa, do that. But if you don't have no trade to offer those Africans, you going back as a burden. So you need to go back with something. What can you offer them?
Islam, how can we be unified by principles and law but be divided by factionalism?
Fractionalism. We're not. Those who aren't us. The real Moorish Americans, when we see each other, I'm gonna be honest with you, the real Moorish Americans don't really be online. The real ones. that's actually living this demonstration, unless that's their assignment, like Cosmo will. That's his assignment. That's his demo. You know, the brother deal with the information. That's his demo. All these people just want to run their mouth or be heard or get some kind of accolades or showing you something. Everybody want to be heard. Everybody want to be seen because there ain't nobody in life. You nobody in your city. You nobody in your family. You nobody to your friends. So you want to post this, that, and the other. I can't relate to that. I'm Brother Taylor Hill. I'm me no matter where I'm at, no matter where I go. So, yeah, that internet is killing us off, man.
Has there ever been a well-re-owned Spanish-speaking Moorish American?
Yes. Yes. There are a few. A lot. I know, to be honest with y'all, they do speak other languages, and they send their children into the foreign services of the United States of America. They work in the civil service of the United States of America. Because trying to tell our people the truth is hard. So we'd just rather go overseas and get the benefits of knowing who we are.
Chief asked, did we resolve that issue that was at hand?
Yes, because as a divine minister under the chairman Elihu Pleasant Bay, we're using the flag to regiment the people in the state of North Carolina. Yes. Until the chairman calls me or calls Rogers Bay and tell me to stand down, there's nobody that's going to tell me opposite. And he's not going to do it because he knows I'm doing the work and I'm marketing the government.
Most so-called black Europeans in Africa was already here, not saying some are Africans as well.
The whole world is African as a people. All the people come out of Africa. So what?
My other elder said,
that's the mo.
Too many people are rooted in their Campbell's needs, e.g. people want to associate in celebrity status but won't personally develop within a reflection that lights. Feds equal your spiritual crown. Too many people just want to dress up and not show out.
Elder speaking, I just second the motion.
And that's basically that's why I don't put a fez on. If I wanted to wear a fez, I wear it. I refuse to wear a fez because I do not want to walk around here broadcasting that, hey, I'm a Moor and this is what's going on, and then you come run to me like I'm some type of celebrity, because this is not.
It's not what this is.
This is not commercial for me. This is my lifestyle. This is my culture.
Right.
So as a Moorish American, I'm going to show you by the way I'm living my life and showing you by experience and not by just putting what I want you to see. This is what true Moorish Americans do, right and exact. By having a fez don't make you better than nobody else.
I'll say this. I come from Brother Moreland Hill. Like, that's my sheep. That's my ADF. That's who taught me. He'll take your fez off your head and sock you if you try to take it back. Because the thing is, if you don't have the character, don't put that on your head.
The brother said, hello, bro. I'm beginning to open my mind to knowledge. Can you define nationality and its benefits?
Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen, for sharing this knowledge.
Yes. Nationality and its benefits. When you have a nationality, you saying you have a background that is common with everybody else that share their nationality. A language, a culture, a landmass. Anything you can think of, when you say nationality, you're saying that. Like a crayon. You might have your own style. When you say nationality, anything is attached to it. Like a French poodle and French fries, yeah, that's French. Although it wasn't really made in France, it's still a nationality put on it. So when you say Moorish, It's a whole cultural way of life when you say that. It's not just, oh, I'm Moorish and I'm gonna continue to sag my pants. I'm gonna continue to be the super gangbanger. I'll kill you if you get out of line. No. No. But because I am connected to the streets, that's where I came from. Because the United States of America kept me in this gutter, in this ghetto. So I do know them. And we have to understand, like, as a people, we have to grab everybody and raise them up.
South and North America is the old world.
South America and North America is the whole world. Honestly, yeah. So is Australia. What's your point?
How can I learn the original language? I'm learning a few words, but I want my own dictionary.
Well, a few words of what?
Wait, Arabic? That's not our Aboriginal language.
Yeah, Arabic is not our Aboriginal language. It is the language of our holy book, the Holy Quran of Mecca. Our Aboriginal language is the Medu Neter.
What is that? Meduti?
What y'all call hieroglyphics. We teach it, but we only teach it to those who we want to talk to.
Words and breakdowns. That's a student. Basically, you have to go through the basic fundamentals before you even get into them type of degrees or lessons. You got to be able to master your one-on-one questionnaire.
Yeah, why would I try to teach you?
And nationality card.
Why would somebody try to teach you a foreign language? You don't even know English. How are you going to, what reference are you going to have? You don't even know good English. Learn good English first. This is the language you speak. Learn good American English first.
But if everybody's watching this video, if you can share so you can reach out, give it out to the people so they know what's really going on with the Moorish American, what's right and exact, and they have a better understanding instead of thinking that we are Moors just here to bash black, so-called black Negroes, African American, colored folks, or Ethiopians, which was slave titles given to you in 1779. You can do your own research with that. But please share this video so it can get out to our people and they can understand the platform and the information that needs to be put out. And if you run into a dirty Moor, you will understand why he's a dirty Moor, and you won't fall into the illusion or the trap that he will put your mind into.
And read, dang it. Brother got the books. You know, Brother Cosmo out there in California got books. Got Hopkins Bay got some books. Got all kind of Moors got books. Dumb people who always got big mouths. I would like to say that. In reference to that, if you're going to watch Taharka, the loudmouth Mo, take the good information and leave the loudmouth. Other than that, you know, get with the brother so you can get your basics, and then you go from there. You go from there. That's the basis of the process. You gotta know something, man. We can't just say, oh yeah, you the president, oh yeah, you the... This ain't Three Stooges. This ain't that. This ain't alfalfa them. We ain't doing that. This ain't Clubhouse. It's a government that has to be run appropriately.
Can we drop the term dirty Moors or explain the statement meaning it?
Oh, dirty Moors are Moors who are unclean. Which means they don't want to do what the Prophet Noble Jew Ali told them to do to purify upright people in the nation. They want to keep doing dirty stuff. Lying. Trying to sleep with all the men. Trying to sleep with all the women. They trying to get all the money. They conning people. Dirty Moors. Then you got the unconscious Moors. Want to argue about stuff they know nothing about. Because they're unconscious of what the real is because they've never been taught it. They're the unconscious Moors. That everybody else call black people.
This get people lost. Our people will stay in bondage. The only reason you in bondage is because you choose to be in bondage. That's a condition you put yourself in.
Yeah, read more.
They Ain't nobody put a gun to your head and told you to stay in bondage. Back in the day, you would get killed if you went into the library. Now they give you the library, and what you do? You don't want to read.
Right.
So who problem is that?
And so now they close the libraries on you. Ain't none of them open in certain states. They taking it away because we ain't never really used it. Hey, there go one of the people from the government. I see they seal.
So do we expose openly to the DM? What do that mean?
Do we expose openly to the DM, Divine Minister? I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm going to expose 30 Moors or whatever you want to call them in the open because it's so much BS is being...
Oh, that's what he's saying? Yeah, because what's happening is they're lying to the women and conning the babies out of their inheritance. Talking about they want to teach these women about estates, but they taking the babies' estates. So yeah, we expose them. So that they can't keep going out there saying that this is more science, this is more American, this, that, and the other, and they taking the babies for their food stamps.
The sister said we need leaders. The leaders are here. The avatars are here. That's the youth.
Yeah, we're the new Moors. We are the new Moors.
The new Moors, the avatars are here. We're here. And we're here to take the head off anybody that's trying to put our people back in bondage. The prophet said, be careful, your brother will sell you back into slavery.
Yep.
And I can't count on my finger good Moors, and I have...
Yep. So that means no more than 3 good Moors in the region. Most of them going to be janky. That's why we say get your family straight.
I'm getting off on reading and studying. You get... I'm not lost. I know who I am.
Who are you?
What's
your name?
We're not arguing, and if you're talking about social media, we don't have nothing to do with that because you're talking about internet Moors. That's just like you go pick up a Bible and you want to argue with other Christians about scriptures that you ain't studied or you ain't going depth into the lessons. So I'm not here to argue or converse with Moors that don't know the lessons and ain't take enough time to open and study and research to get the laws and the facts about the situation.
Yeah, because the Prophet Noble Drew Ali gave it to you. You know, those other people claiming to be divine ministers, the chairman give you the book of the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple or the Holy Quran of the Moorish American government. He give a questionnaire. We even have extra questions in it to make you even tighter. So, I mean, if you don't know this stuff, then you playing with yourself. Talking about you got to get on the call. You need to be studying yourself.
My community is lost and willing to listen, but we are leaders never argue. I'm seeking knowledge.
So what do you want? So what do you want to do? And where are you a leader of? What community?
All you have to do is reach out. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, talk to the brother.
We're not hiding no information from you. I'm sure not hiding no information. I only get what you're allowed to have, and there's not lessons hidden. You just have to be required to have it. It's just like working a business. You can't become the vice president if you ain't work from the bottom and build yourself up. It's a school. You don't go from the 1st grade to the 10th grade. You must be able to pass them tests, and you must acquire them lessons and be able to produce it back to the people. With the sister, again, what book should I study beside the Holy Quran?
The Holy Quran of Moorish Science Temple of America, the Holy Quran of Mecca. And you can get the orientation that we got. All the books about Boothil are known as Cosmo Ill. Every book he got out, you need to get. And we just leave it like right there. Get the book from Joshua, the orientation, and in God we trust, and the Kalifa Chronicles. And I mean, we only really push the Kalifa books because like I said, we got other brothers like Hopkins Bay who do some pretty good research and stuff like that on the East Coast. But a lot of these other Moors, man, they got a lot of false information, man, in they books. The Merkin Files, which is a good book, but that's not really for members. So yeah, I would just say the stuff that Joshua got, the trilogy, the stuff from Boothil, and that'll be the books you get.
Islam system correct. So learn nationality, 7 acts, the divine constitution by law, 1-on-1 questionnaire just to make sure I understand correctly step by step. And that's how you're supposed to come into the fold. These Moors are going on the internet, right? So they're not getting in the basic fundamentals of the Moorish Science Temple of America and what the Prophet told you to go through the different lessons. So you jump from, oh, this the one-on-one, then you go into civics and UCC and this, that, and the third, then you're confused. You don't even know what you're doing, and you're just all over the place. When if you take it step at a time and master each key, you'll be able to unlock the door when you get there.
Yep.
So I take my time when I get the different lessons so I can come back and break it down to the people in simple form that can't comprehend with big words like derogatory and et cetera, et cetera. Because a lot of our people, they're not illiterate, but they're on the borderline to it.
They're functionally illiterate. I'm going to say it. Yes, they are. That's why we find American Poverty Relief, and one of our programs, American Poverty Relief, is a literacy program. Because our people are functionally illiterate. And that's not a good thing.
He said all the books of Pleasant Bay, good books.
Yes. Yes. But the reason why I didn't mention the chairman's books is because I have an understanding that some of the books, if you get them from him, any book you get from the chairman is good. But just going online, buying it, a lot of the times, it's been set up to where these other people get our money for our books. So like with the books that I put out, if you get them from Joshua, you get them signed. If you get them online, you'll get the books, but you won't get the explanation of the book, and you won't get it signed. Because they still get their money, but we have to make sure that we controlling our demonstration. But yeah, even Pleasant Bay's books are good if you can actually get them from him, so he can get the money, so he can give it to the nation.
What about the ADEP teachings being exposed?
The only thing that the Prophet Noble Drew said you can't expose is the holy name. What's ADEP? What some people may seem ADEP, to me is not ADEP. So I don't really know what these people talk about.
Instead of reaching the degrees of knowledge, Father God Allah allowed those teachings to be adept. Islam.
Yeah, but you still have to
Recite.
Yeah, people learn is come to Islam in stages and degrees. So yeah.
You have to go through the schools of thoughts. Like I said again, you can't go from the first grade to the 12th grade and want somebody to respect you when you have a mindset of a first grader.
Yep. I'm going to call you on it.
It just don't work like that. And that's the situation we had last night. I ran into Swift Angels. They couldn't read. They couldn't recite. They couldn't go in depths. But you want me to respect you as a divine minister?
I will say this again. As the international representative, like I'm divine minister, but that's my realm, international abroad. If you receive papers from the chairman, EDU Pleasant Bay, and you cannot recite your constitution of the Moorish American government, you cannot recite your questionnaire, you cannot recite your covenant, or you don't know the workings of the nationality card that he issues to you, you are not a divine minister. You're going through the divine ministry. That's the difference. Because that's what he offers. He offers the divine ministry course. That's what he teaches.
I am James Edward Bay from St. Louis, Muti. Everything I learned on my own, and on my brother I taught my own.
I like him.
I will see what you're about. These flags are wrong and the teachers are wrong, so I just go on the internet, etc., etc. Basic. So you're an internet more. And it's not nothing wrong with you doing your research on your own, but all the right and exact teachers is not on the internet.
This is the Moorish flag, man. This is the Moorish flag. So that you know, I am a Moorish American of the Prophet Noble Jew Ali. I just am a part of Moorish Simple America, and I operate within the Moorish American national government. But I'm an appointed Grand Sheikh of the Moorish Simple of America. I follow the Prophet Noble Jew Ali. I just give honors to the chairman what honors is due, because he went and did something on behalf of Moorish Americans to get us to actually establish that government that everybody else be talking about.
No, you're not a Muslim, but you're a Mutif.
Then you're not. If you're not a Muslim, then you're not a Mufti. And let's address that. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali instituted Islam. He did not institute Zoroastrianism or Persian culture. So the Mufti in itself was not something Noble Drew Ali implemented. Because in Islam, you have the Shurta, which comes from the Sharif. So that's what we have as Moorish American Muslims. What happened in 1934 with Colonel Kirkman Bey and all this other stuff that came about is where all this other stuff come from. So, but I give honors to the Mufti Corps and those who call themselves Mufti, but I know a lot of Moors who don't really understand what that word means, and they don't know where it come from.
No, I'm saying I'm a Muslim Moor.
Okay, well, good. I'm a Muslim Moor too.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. Islam.
I'm a part of the security here in St. Louis, Missouri.
Good. Secure the Moors.
Sister, me, I have no problem with inboxes. I do have a high volume of people reaching out, but that's all cool, and I just...
That's the job. He keep in contact.
But I'm going to close this out. I'm not going to take no more questions. I think if you go over a certain time limit, people start to lose interest. If you do want to come on board, I am the tribal leader of the Moorish American Study Group, which is a research institution. There are lessons that you have to go through, which is the basic fundamentals. So if you're interested, you can inbox me, get the information, and see what it's what to go in depth with the information and details. This is my Divine Minister, Victor Taylor L. I do not allow the public to have access to him unless he agreed to. So you can ask me 1,000,000 times, but if he does not agree to it, then you will not be in contact. But we got to secure our elders that do want to do things right in this act. I could care less what you do with the elders that just want to float around information and keep you on strings as puppets. That's their business. I have nothing to do with that. Any further words from you?
Yeah, Mo, just keep up the good work. Anybody want to learn, get with the brother. Check out, like I said, check out Cosmo Will. If y'all are part of the Moorish American National Government, stay on y'all calls if y'all need that. Stay on them. What happened? You looking funny?
Because the brother said he's a part of Temple 75 and a part of Temple 5.
Well, that's cool, because, I mean, like I said, they're different people. If you jump jurisdiction, you move around, you might be a part of different temples, so that's fine. But, just want to say Islam to the Moors. Do right will follow you. And just follow the Prophet Noble Drew Ali to a destiny that is not uncertain nor unknown. Do not follow nobody else. Not Kirkman Bey, not Emily Eel. Well, I ain't gonna go there. I'm gonna say follow Emily Eel, but understand that he followed the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Look up what Kirkman Bey did. Look up what Gibbons Ill did. Look up what all these Moors did. If you on that level, new Moors, man, learn your nationality card, learn your constitution, learn your questionnaire, learn your covenant.
Islamo.
That's it.
All praise due to Allah, give honor to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, honor to our ancestors, also honor my Divine Minister Victor Taylor L. Grand Sheikh Bayan Bey, also the study group students as well, and peace and love to all the Moors around the world.
Islam.
Even the unconscious brothers as black, Negroes, African American, you still our brothers, we still love you.
You just think you that. You ain't black, you're not Negro, you're not colored, you just think you that. We gonna teach you the truth.
Right. We still love you.
Yep.
We'll still set a defense. We'll still walk with you.
Yep.
Etc., etc. I have nothing to do with the other Moors that bash you. but we're all in it together. But
Yep.
unity is the first key, and we got to unify as a whole. That's how you nation build. You bring the tribes under one umbrella, so we all can play a piece in the departments. So thank y'all for tuning in, and please share this video so people can get the proper information. And if they're in different states, we can navigate them to the correct people to deal with, instead of running into dirty Moors or internet Moors or Moors that's demonstrating with no guidance.
Islam. Islamism, peace and love.